guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm sat here with my trusty Halloween pillow and I'm loving him. Is it a him? Yeah. I'm gonna do a weekend vlog today. Well, this weekend, that's what this video is about, in case you didn't know. Today's Friday. I want to read a couple books, like horror related. If you don't know what books I've got on my TBR, I'll put the link up here because it's in my last video and it's these books here. So I want to read a couple of those books. I'm actually in the middle of Twilight and I am immensely enjoying it. I watch Twilight probably once, maybe twice each year from start to finish. I don't know, it's like a comfort thing now. So I was like, you can't kind of love the movie and then not ever read the books. So this is my first time ever reading Twilight. And you know what? I am enjoying it. I really am. I do actually have it on Kindle, which is what I have been reading it with. But I do have the physical books. I bought those from the charity shop like 2 years ago. And I was like, right, it's about time. It's time. It is time you read Twilight. So that's what we're doing. I'm excited. I'll obviously keep updated with what my thoughts are. But I won't tell you now. I'll tell you later on because I've got a lot to talk about. I want to decorate my side of the games room. Again, I feel like I always tell you that and then I never end up doing it, but my type of theme is like Halloween themed but vibrant and a bit girly. It's like insanely bright. Can the weather stop? Like, I want it to be rainy and moody, but the weather's like beautiful, unfortunately. There's no cloud in the sky, the sun is shining, I have washing out on the line. That is not what I want in October. I'm sorry, sort yourself out, please. So I do have these I want to put on my bookshelves. Yes, again, not Halloween themed, but they're donut bookends. Like, do I need to say anything else? Because these are beautiful. So I want to put those up. I have things like my lovely Jellica, which I adore. I have loads of prints that are on order for my wall, but they haven't arrived yet. I do have a couple, but I don't have the frames for them, so I obviously need to go shopping. But this is my theme. Something different. I'm wanting, it's actually called dopamine decor if you are interested. It's vibrant stuff, just stuff that I like, and it's just kind of like maximalist, and that's my type of decor that I am obsessed with. So the plan is to obviously finish Twilight. I am in the middle of, well, I'm not in the middle per se, but it's a big book. I'm at 208 pages of The Name of the Wind. This is from last month's TBR, and I'm enjoying it, but it's slow. It's a slow read. So I might pick that up, I might not. So I'll kind of put that on the side. I do have my Love Life and the Apocalypse, which if I want like a little bit of a palette cleanser, this is the palette cleanser I'll be reading. So if I'm feeling fine after Twilight, I'll go into another horror one, but this is my palette cleanser for this month because all these are all dark and graphic and kind of disturbing. So this one I'll obviously hold off, but I might need it, I might not, hopefully not, but we'll see. Then I have Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant. This is about killer mermaids, and this one is more on my radar than any other book this weekend. I would love to start reading this. It's packed with writing. It's a big book because the text is on small, but I think this is like insanely disturbing. So, but not the most disturbing. No. My next one that I'm also maybe thinking of reading, because it's a smaller read, but it's insanely disturbing. It's Tender is the Flesh, and this is about animal meat becoming toxic to humans, so we can no longer consume animal meat, so then people start eating each other. So do you know when obviously cows and stuff go to the slaughterhouses, they have that but for humans? Don't know how to feel about it because obviously that's gross. That's so gross. And I've read a lot of reviews and people say how realistic this book is, so I'm going to read it this month because I've had this since April and I was like, I'm going to hold off till like the spooky seasons, but now I'm thinking, should I have just read it like ages ago? So I'm not, because it is spooky, it's a spooky season. I just, ugh. not gonna lie, I haven't read a single page, a single word since I last recorded. I have put some pictures up on the wall, and I still need some more that come at me. But I don't want to deal with this right now. I kind of regret starting this project because now I'm tired and now I want a break. So there's that. I don't want to do this at all. Yeah. I might go read for an hour and then come back, fresh mind. I hope. Okay, so I didn't read. I just kind of just went into this. I've put it on shelves. I've moved my bookshelf up as well, so I now have a gap down here, which I just think it looks a bit better. I don't know why I had it in mind where there was just a massive gap there, because I know I'm waiting for another bookshelf, but at least it can look aesthetically pleasing before I actually get my bookshelf. So no idea what happened there. So I just have a gap there near the light switch, so I can actually get to the light switch, which is kind of nice. But yeah, I've just got a pile of books here as like my overflow. I might be able to fit them in once I organise these, but currently I'm not sure. So I put them in colour coordination. I do have a lot of accessories I want to add on in this, therefore I know I'm going to run out of space, therefore more books are probably going to go on that pile. But I do have this light up skeleton. I mean, it's too light in this room, but it's a light up one. I want to put that somewhere. This is a very dark pumpkin. It's black. It's got my bookmarks in it. Eventually, I mean, I would prefer to have something on my desk, but it's busy as it is, so that's probably just going to go on my shelf somewhere. I do have a disco hat. Obsessed. The best thing ever. I also have my plushie here, my jelly cat. I'd like this to go on the green shelf, so like down here somewhere. Love that. And then I have this little vase, quite cute, sweet, maybe my white one. I then have these, which I've already put it on my pink shelves. I don't know if I'm going to keep them there because I do have a couple of special editions and I do have my Magnolia Parks. So I don't know that I'm going to dedicate a shelf just for them and just put them nice and simple shelf. So I might do that. Last but not least, I do have some photo frames that I would like to add on into one of my shelves. Obviously different shelves here and there, but I've got loads of prints coming and I'm hoping one of them will fit into these. And I would kind of like that to be on my shelves. I want it to be more personalised. I want it to just not be pure books. I want it to have other junk on there too. So that's my plan. There's a lot going on, but I'm a maximalist, so I like a lot going on anyway, so Honestly guys, that took forever. Like, it's 2:30. I think I started recording at like just before dinner time. I feel so much better now that it's done. Like, honestly, it just, a weight has lifted off my shoulders. It's not perfect, but I'm glad I've been able to like add in all of my additional things. Like, it makes me so happy. And now that I've got positions on my photos, yes, you'd have seen it, and yes, a lot of them are blank, but I'm going to replace a lot of them. It's just the frames that I want. Again, I think I've said like 1,000 times, I have got prints on order that are coming shortly, so I should be able to replace them. If they come in time, I will put another snippet after I'm speaking of the up-to-date version of my pictures. But yeah, honestly, my thing is this is the place that I spend most of my time at home. Yes, I sleep in my bedroom. Yes, I cook in the kitchen, but my downtime is legit this room. So I wanted to make sure like everything makes me extremely happy and extremely content. Therefore, that is where this video came into play. So I'm very excited that it's now completed. I've got my teddy bear on show, I've got my magnolia packs. Yes, they're not going to stay there. I am going to have like a dedicated shelf for them once I get my new bookshelf. But for the time being, they're going to stay there. I am probably going to hunt down some special editions at some point in my life when I want to spend a lot of money on books. I do it on a rare occasion. I get like the whole series. And because there's a couple more books left, I'm probably going to hold off. Like, for example, don't think you can see, but at the top of this shelf, I have all of my Bridgerton books. They were expensive. To buy all of them at once, they were expensive, and I don't think I can do that to myself just yet. Not gonna happen. I also want to show you, and this is like a bit extreme, but it's real cute, so I'm gonna show you anyway. It legit has my name in it, and I would obviously show you, but I've got juice in here, so I didn't really think that through. But this is just the best thing ever. I just feel so important. Now that I've decorated my bookshelves and my side of the games room, and now I'm going to move on to actually reading a book. You know that thing? Which I said I was going to do and then I haven't. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get something to eat and then get cracking on Twilight because I have not read anything today at all. And my plan was to read half through the book and I have not even read a single page yet. So I know I said I was going to pop on a little bit later when I've got around halfway, and I haven't. I'm 36% way through, so 179 pages in, and I just wanted to talk about it. So I'm at that stage in the movie where she goes into town with the girls to look at dresses, and she walks off to find a bookstore. She gets lost, and then these like guys come round and obviously have the intention to do something quite naughty to her. And then this is when like Edward kind of skirts up in his car and is like, get in. I'm at that stage. They've just gone to the restaurant and he forces her to eat and that sort of stuff. And he's just given her hints, like the first indication that he is what he is, and I'm loving it. I prefer it so much to the movie, but usually when I've already seen the movie first and then read the book afterwards, I always prefer the movie. I don't know why, but that's the characters I envision. Obviously, you're supposed to read the books prior to this because you have your own imagination, you think of the story as you do and you enjoy it more, and then obviously the movie's not as good. But usually that's not how my brain works. But this one, I'm preferring the book so much more. So Edward is how I envisioned, awkward, kind of like you don't know what he's thinking, kind of mysterious. That's who I'm envisioning. But with Bella, I don't see her as the same character in the movie, because I just the awkward, like tucking your hair behind your ear. I don't envision that. Yes, she's a little bit different. Like, she's a little bit, it's Bella. She's not normal, obviously, because she stands out to Edward. But she's not that awkward. She's not that bad. I'm really enjoying it so far. It's so easy to read. Like, I'm just sat there, like, taking it all in. And I'm really enjoying the fact that it's on Kindle and I've got the book, because sometimes I just don't want to sit there and actually just keep... I want to actually move the pages. Sometimes it just depends what mood you're in. You just get more immersed of the storyline when you're flicking the pages. But I will read a bit more tonight. This is probably the last time I'm going to speak to you today, because I wanna like get comfortable and like take my makeup off and get into bed and just read. Maybe watch a movie tonight and just not talk to you guys anymore. So because this has made me so tired decorating all this. Like, I'm mentally drained. I'm mentally so tired. So that's the plan. I'm hoping next time I speak to you, I'll be near enough finished this book, or finished. We shall see how that goes. Morning guys, it's the next day. The room is done. I mean, other than a couple of things on the wall, like I need to change all the prints and everything. Again, I'm still waiting on the order to come. Everything else is mostly done. I want to get some lights where I can crisscross all across, but I think it'll look better once I obviously get my third bookshelf. But we have plans and they're in motion and I'm excited. In relation to book updates, I actually do have quite a bit. I finished Twilight. I loved it. Honestly, obsessed. Okay, so basically, when I started watching the movie, I didn't understand why everybody loved Edward. Like, I was a full-on Jacob girl, through and through, well and truly. I hate being cold. I prefer to be warmer, right? The muscles, the hair, the dimples, everything about it is just like the way of living. I mellowed with a lot when I was younger. Okay, it changed a little bit when I was older. When I was older, I started to see the side of Edward that everyone else liked, and I was like, you know what, I kind of like that lifestyle a lot better than like the family, the loud, the rowdiness. Because the older I got, the more I appreciated like being alone, getting my own stuff done. I don't need people around me for me to have fun per se. And then after reading this, guys, I understand the Edward crush, and I know where it came from. For example, the amount of times he leans against the wall and he does like a little sly, like smile and things. Honestly, there was a point, yes, in the movie, do you know when they like instant obsessed with each other. And yeah, it's a bit cringy. Or when Bella's constantly tucking her hair behind her ear. Hated that in the movie. Hated it. But it's not like that in the book, and that's what made me so much more happier to read it. Like, yes, Bella is a little bit different. It's the type of person she is, but she doesn't come across like awkward. She just comes across as like divergent. Like, she doesn't, is that the word I'm thinking of? Like, she just thinks differently. And then there is a point in the book where I thought, you know what, this kind of resonates a little bit more to the movie, where they do kind of like, I love you more, no, I love you more, and whatever, okay, yes, I kind of expected it to happen at some point, but I kind of just like the fact that in the book they explain things more. Like in the movie, for example, when Bella walks in the room the first time and Ed was like, oh, and it looks so like disgusted, doesn't it? I never got that, and I don't know if that was just me being just pure stupid. I didn't get that at all, like at all. And the fact that Edward's eyes changed colours, I never clocked onto why it changed colours, but after reading this book it tells you, and now I have a better understanding of everything. And life is just so much better now, honestly. If you have not read this book, do us all a favour, and yourself, read it. Like, honestly, you will be really pleasantly surprised. I am now Team Edward, and I don't know if I'm mad about it. Poor Jacob, man. In this book, it comes across as a 2-year-old. Ugh. After reading that book, I didn't know what to do myself. I know I had to like go on to the next one because I knew it had the potential to put me in a slump because I just wanted to think about it. So I did the worst thing ever and picked up a book that I didn't want to read this month. I picked up a book that I was kind of like scared to read, that I was low-key petrified to, because I've heard a lot of the stuff. So I picked up Tender is the Flesh, right? If you are unsure what this is about, it's about there is a virus that all animals get, and due to that, their meat becomes toxic to humans. Therefore, if we eat animal meat, therefore like cow, pig, chicken, we will die. So it starts being legal where people can eat other people. So our main guy, he kind of works in like the production line, so he's the inspector. So you kind of go and see different points of the farming aspect. So you go from like the main offices where they organise everything, you see the butcher side of it all, where like they obviously take the carcasses through and do everything they need to do. Then you see like the medical side of it where they do the research, and then you see like their slaughterhouse. Then you also see like how they get stored, the milking area, and you see everything, and it's honestly so disturbing. But the main guy is going through it, and it's disgusting. I've never felt so disgusted but so sad at the same time. And I don't know how I feel about, like, I am loving this book, and I'm scared at myself that I'm loving it, because it's got this place in my heart where I don't think I'll ever forget. Like, it's low-key scarred me. This book has cut me so deep, I will never forget it. And I haven't even finished it yet. Like, this much I've got left. If you're wanting something a little bit different and something that will make your skin crawl, but in the good type of way, read this book. Just do it. It's honestly so disturbing. So I'm going to finish that today. The plan is to also get on to this one. I kind of, after reading this, I needed something a little bit more light-hearted, because I could honestly see myself going into depression because of that book. So I'm going to pick up Garlic and the Vampire, and this is a manga, and honestly, I'm so excited to read this. And I'm so excited. And then it won't take me long to read that one, so then I have to go on to another one and pick something from here. Probably going to pop on once I finish Tender is the Flesh, because I kind of want to give you like a breakdown slightly of what's going on, because obviously I don't want to spoil it for you, but I want to give you my reviews, and then obviously I will then go on to Garlic and the Vampire, and then I'll tell you how I'm feeling. But you're not going to speak to me, I'm not going to hear from me until I finish this book, so Okay, so I am on page 216 and this book has 219 pages, so I just wanted to pop on and like we can read the last pages together because it's not coming to an end per se, and I'm quite intrigued to how it's going to end, because to me it should have more than like 2 pages left. It shouldn't be ending now, so I thought we can experience this together. Obviously I won't tell you the ending, you'll just see it with my face and then you can decide if you want to read it, which so far I suggest you do, because there's some quotes in here that are traumatic. But anyway, let's read. I don't really know how I'm supposed to think after that, because it just did like a 360 out of nowhere that I wasn't expecting. Okay, I've come back. I have re-evaluated my life about this book, because when I finished it I was just like staring into space thinking, what is my life? Because I couldn't think of words. Still struggling on it. 5-star read. Honestly, would recommend to anyone. This is so disturbing. Honestly, so disturbing. This has scarred me, and I don't know if it scarred me in the good way or the bad way. But yeah, so that was disgusting. I'm glad I read it. I'm glad I put it off, because it was in March. I had a look and it was the March book club choice. March? Why would you read this in March when you could read it in October? Because this hit the spot for October. So I'm glad that's finished, and I'll just put that away and store for later. I actually do want to read through it again, probably next year, as like a little reread, because I want to annotate it. I didn't annotate it because I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not, and then halfway through I saw this quote and I was like, I have to annotate that. It was so disturbing. But now I want to go through and annotate everything. Chef's kisses. I am now going to go into Garlic the Vampire. I want something a little bit more light-hearted, a little bit more cutesy, something that doesn't take a lot of concentration, because that has taken all my brain power for today. So I'm going to read this. It's just so cute. Like, look. Like, it's just a carrot gardening. My heart. So I'm excited to read this. Yay. Not even kidding, it's been like half an hour later. I have finished. I just want to say this is like the cutest novel I've ever read. It was such a pleasure. It was so cute. Basically, there's this witch who wants to sell loads of like fruit and vegetables, but she's struggling with the garden, so she goes through and makes like one of each come alive, and then therefore that piece of fruit or that piece of vegetable will then help garden the same fruit or vegetable that they are. A little bit difficult to explain, but there's markets, there's obviously actual humans compared to these, but they're normal to the actual town people. And then one day there's this really spooky castle up the hill, and smoke's coming from it, so everyone's like, oh my god, there's a vampire in there, they're gonna eat everyone, he's gonna like wield abomination, and everyone starts panicking. So then everyone says that Garlics, for obvious reason, is the best person to go up there to investigate. And our Garlic is a little bit of a shy person. She doesn't really want to do it, but she perseveres, and she's like, right, I can do this, I can go up there. So she goes up there to this old creepy castle, and then meets the vampire, and the vampire is like the cutest vampire you can possibly imagine. And yeah, honestly, it's really sweet. There's another book in this series called The Garlic and the Witch, I believe, and I really want to get that and read that, because that is just totes cute. But again, this is the cutest like fall manga for the season. It's just perfect. And the artwork, let me show you this. I mean, you've already seen it, but let's just go through it again. The artwork is totally cute, love it, obsessed. I am thinking of starting Stalking Jack the Ripper by Kerry Manscalco. I don't want a massive read, I just want something that's quite intriguing. I want a book that I can kind of sink my teeth into, and I feel like this will be a really good read. If you don't know what this is about, it's basically about a woman who stalks Jack the Ripper because she falls in love with him. It's in the Victorian era, and obviously back then women couldn't do anything, so I think it'd be quite cool seeing women in the more of the murder scene. It's quite descriptive, and obviously Jack the Ripper like terrorizes the whole town. Obviously murders people, murders women in cold blood. Yeah, I will give you an update once I have one on this one. It's been a while, it's been like a day since I recorded all this, and I never recorded an outro, so here we are. Since the last time I spoke to you, I've read a lot of Stalking Jack the Ripper. Like, this is how much I've got left. It's less than 50 pages. Am I obsessed? Am I obsessed? Yes I am. I'm obsessed with this book because, oh my god, I have wanted to forget all responsibility and read this book, because Best thing ever. Liking the relationship. So basically, we've got our main girl, and she is from like a higher up family with her dad and her brother, and her uncle does autopsies on people, and she has taken like apprentice underneath him. He has multiple students, but he has two favourites, the uncle. He has our main girl, and then he has our main guy. And basically, Jack the Ripper is going around the streets of London, murdering women, slitting the throats, and taking things from their insides and keeping them. And at one point they have to try and, well, the whole book they're trying to figure out who done it, who are you, who's Jack the Ripper, type of thing. And our main girl and guy has the best relationship going. They bicker like anything, and their bickers are funny. They're real funny. They're trying to like deny the fact that they're interested in each other because they have a place in society. Our girl, obviously Victorian era, she's meant to like go shopping for dresses and keep updated with the women, have tea and scones and get dressed up really fancy and wear loads of makeup and the hair lovely. So our girl is kind of living two lives. She's doing that in the day and then she's doing autopsies at night. And I just think girl power, especially when everyone's against you, is the best type of girl power ever. Honestly, I just obsessed with it. So far, it's a 5-star read. I feel like this week I've read so many 5-star books. I'm actually, guys, is horror the new me? Am I horror? I also read Twilight, 5-star read, through and through. Unfortunately, I'm an Edward girl now, and yeah, I have this image in my head that it just has my heart. I also read Tender is the Flesh, and this is if you want a traumatic book, honestly, I've been telling everyone at work about this book. Obsessed, another 5-star read, and I will be reading this again next Halloween, and I will be annotating it because I need something in relation to this. The only issue is I had sausages on my lunch today in a soup, and I couldn't eat them because in this book it mentions eating fingers and that they tasted really nice, and that kind of played a little bit on my brain, just a little bit, just a little bit. Can I say anything else? Read that book. If you want to read something and take anything away from this video, read that one because, guys, it's the best thing ever. And then to like a little bit of a cutesy, a little bit of a distance, little manga. So this was beautiful. Again, I've showed you the clips, you've seen them. It's just so cute. But look at our baby, little Garlic. So there is another one called Garlic and the Witch. So there is 2 books in this like series, and I will be getting that at some point, but I might hold off until next Halloween because I like the little tradition. And, oh, I also have a new delivery, guys. So I've come home and I've received this in the post. And I'm not kidding, I ordered this weeks ago, but it's just come. And it's Fangs by Sarah Anderson. And it's a fabric book, beautiful. On the back, it says, I want your love, and then it's scribbled out and it says blood. And I just read it as, I want your blood. This is a vampire and werewolf romance. And I honestly thought it was a book. But again, it's not. It's a manga. Yay! So I'm probably going to read that next weekend because this is beautiful. It's a beautiful book. To my Halloween selection, my collection of Halloween bookies are going up there. I know this video has been a kind of like a bit of here and there, everywhere, doing this, doing that, decorating this, multiple days. It's been just, I think the fact that I've read 4 books is actually quite impressive. So I'm looking forward to that. I am proud of myself. And I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.